Welcome, mortal fools, to the most terrifying, spectacular show on Earth. Fasten your seatbelts and hold on tight, and take a ride with the Dark Carousel Podcast. Welcome, mortals! Let's fucking ride! On the days they pay!
It's gonna be. We did your different intro.
It's like it's different though. That's
It's
the thing.
different. Well,
it's
there you go.
awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dark Carousel Podcast. My name is Snags, and this is Mr. Sweets.
I'm Bob.
This is Bob. We're gonna call him. I'm just kidding. What's up, everybody? This is Dark Carousel.
So
Podcast.
if you noticed, we were talking before the screen was out. We did that on purpose. So, yeah.
How you doing? Yeah. So, anyways, guys, welcome to the Dark Carousel Podcast. Today's episode is the lovely Chuckles the Clown.
Yeah.
She works at, well, I don't know. She said she
In transition.
Yeah, she's transitioning right now, but she also worked. I think she's working or worked or something. We'll figure it out. But she works at, I'm going to say works. She works at the Haunted Schoolhouse and Laboratory in Akron, Ohio. I've noticed her for quite some time, and she's really stood out to us. And, you know, it would have been an honor and to have her really step up the game and just, not really, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're really excited to have her on the Dark Carousel Podcast and hear her lovely story about what it really means to be not only a clown, to be a haunter. If you guys don't know who Chuckles the Clown is, go check her out on Instagram. Go check her out on TikTok. She's also on TikTok. And again, guys, thank you so much for coming in. This is a really monotoned podcast. It's like some from Cable Guy. Do you want somebody to love?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, guys, we're gonna be shooting her an email here in a second so she can join the Zoom call and like we can really dive deep into her brain and
Dive deep.
Yeah, and we can really just. I don't know. I really want to hear her story. She has a really unique look, and like an awesome look.
Hopefully the screen, we can get their face. Like every time we do the Zoom call, it's always off to one of the sides. We're sliding around in our chairs.
We're
trying
still
to get
figuring. We'll figure something
Well,
out
again, it's
eventually.
how they got their stuff positioned too. So
Yeah, but I mean, and
it is what it is.
yeah, yogurt. How was your day, Mr. Sweets?
I was just busy, just trying to get things done, sponsors, paperwork, and all this other stuff. And
Speaking of that, guys, if you guys don't know, Frankenfuel. Guys, get their energy drink.
Yep.
Our can's out there. And sorry, Frankenfuel. But Frankenfuel, if you guys want an awesome haunt drink to really get you through the night, drink some of that Frankenfuel juice and get zapped, you know. Really have it. And if you guys want some, get some and use our link, frankenfuel.com/DCP.
Yep.
And
15% off.
15% off with your purchase.
And even if you guys forget, if you guys get on their Instagram page or even our Dark Carousel page, if you go down and click links, it'll take you right to it, and you just click on Frankenfuel, and it takes you to
There
it.
it is. And then you
There it is.
accept it, and it'll say dark with a number. And then when you cash out, there it is.
There you
There's
go.
the Promo code, 15% off.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Frank.
15% off the go-go juice.
A huge shout out to Scare Factor. We won't tell you what it is, but it's just it was an awesome moment that we had last night, and you know they went out of their way and they did something for us. And if you ever see this or whatever, thank you so much for really doing that, because it really stepped up and kind of released a little.
Release the
It
beast.
relieved my shoulders a
How
little
about you
bit.
release that thing and
I already
send it?
sent it.
Oh, did you?
I've done sent
Well,
it.
I was looking at the time, so
I'm
watching
already
clock.
ahead of the game, dude.
I'm watching clock.
I'm ahead of the game.
I still need to get you that red light, though.
Red light.
Yeah. That way, when you tell you to shut the fuck up
I
by the end of the
can't.
show.
I'm never gonna shut up.
Because you like to go way past our hour.
I love it.
No, wrong. Every now and then, a few minutes here and there is no big
I
deal.
am a talker, guys. Listen.
Sometimes it's...
Listen. It's all right.
Welcome to the Dark Carousel Podcast!
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello.
Good, how are you?
Awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Oh my gosh,
Sweet.
it's so weird to see myself in the back of your screen. I finally made it. I peeked.
This is it. This is oh shit.
Yeah. Don't jerk your head off.
It's like this. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello. How are you?
It's kind of like that scene in The Rocker where he was spinning around and he jerks and it rips him out of the chair.
Well, cool. Well, welcome to the Dark Carousel Podcast. This is exciting. I'm Arthur. Mainly been talking to me on Instagram, and then next to me is the other lovely owner of the Dark Carousel Podcast. That is Steve. And we are super excited about this. To really dive deep, and you're kind of local. I mean, you're in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm not that far away from you guys.
No, and you said you are moving to Indiana.
Yes, I am. So I will be farther away from you guys.
Well, that's awesome. But either way, it's still pretty close, and I think that's one of the closest haunters, other than like our own home haunt, that we've interviewed. Cool, awesome, fantastic, awesome. Well, to tell you what we usually do, we do a lot of fun stuff. You probably know what we do. We find the unique people out there in the haunt world that really stand out, and that really just needs to hear. Everybody needs to hear a story, and not just a normal story, but it's a story that people are interested in, and where you can tell in like your pictures, you can tell in a bunch of like you have a story, you have a unique look, you have costumes, different looks and stuff, and you're willing to not only just be a clown but to do other things. You're universal, and that's what really stands out the most.
Well, you're well loved because everybody on our Instagram page is excited that hey, we have you on today. So everybody's like, yes. So here
I have like the best of friends who have been hyping me up this whole time, and I'm just like, thank you for reciprocating the energy. I love it. I love my friends. I have like the best people in my corner.
That's so cool. That is, and it's definitely a unique thing for us because we get to talk to our people. This is our people, and it's exciting for us because it's like it's easy to talk about. It's so easy to talk about, and the joy and love for haunting is major. But to start off the lovely show and all the, annoying questions we're going to be asking you, let's start off from the beginning on who Chuckles the Clown is and where this madness and makeup came from.
So Chuckles started actually a couple years after I was a haunter. So I think it actually was my second year of being a haunter where at my very first haunt, it was a haunted hayride. They were like, we're gonna do like Year of the Clowns, so it's gonna be a bunch of clowns and shit like that. And so they asked me to be like a Harley Quinn character, but like a knockoff Harley Quinn, and that's what original Chuckles like looked like. Basically, was like a knockoff Harley Quinn because that's what I was supposed to do for my haunt. And then she just has evolved over the years, so now it's like completely different, looks totally unrecognizable from like the very first Chuckles. It's taken its own thing.
That's really cool. So what's your real name?
My real name is Chelsea.
Chelsea. Well, hello, Chelsea. So Chelsea,
now we're not strangers anymore.
We're strangers.
It's so funny because I like never tell people my real name. So like that's the most common question I probably get from people is just like, what do I call you? And I'm like, you can call me Chuckles. That's totally fine. Your answer to Chuckles.
That's okay. All right. Okay, we'll just call you Chuckles. This sounds great. Cool. All right. So Chuckles, when it comes to really stepping into the haunt world for the first time, how did you get involved in this?
So it was kind of like on accident becoming a haunter. So I used to work at like Target. I used to work in like the clothing department. So I would just like fold clothes until my fingers bled, basically.
Yeah.
It was the most stupid fucking job I ever had.
Feel it.
But I was like, let me do something fun for like a month. And so I asked my boss, can I take the month off and work at like Spirit Halloween, or like there's this one haunted house that's like down the street. And I actually applied to a couple different haunted houses and I got accepted into all of them. But there was one of them that like really stuck out to me that like they had such a welcoming like family environment. And like after my interview, like they hugged me and they're just like, I hope you pick us so much. And I'm just like, oh, that really resonated with me. So that's eventually where I ended up going for my first haunt, was that haunt.
And what was that haunt called?
That was the Haunted Hayrides of Greater Rochester, which they were closed, but this year they're actually reopening again.
Hey, let's go. So how long have they been closed for?
Since COVID.
Okay. Oh yeah, man. And that's a big one because dude, COVID shut down a lot of huge haunts. And honestly, during COVID was probably the most fun I ever had during haunt season because people's energy was so far beyond because they're finally let go. They're free. They're not locked in this fucking prison no more. And oh, I loved COVID year. I hated it, but I loved it at the same time.
Yeah, I ended up at a different haunt that year, but it actually worked out because like I'm still very close friends with all those people from that haunt. So like I get to see them at Transworld every year, so it's nice, catching up at conventions and whatnot with them.
That's wonderful. Now, when it comes to how many years have you actively been haunting?
I think it's been this last season was my 8th year.
Let's go. 8 years. Wow. I remember my 8th year, dude.
I don't.
I'm just kidding. No, man, that's so cool.
I lost count 20-something years ago.
No, I feel it. No, that's awesome. Because the thing is like when you really stepped into the haunt world, did you really feel it at first that you just really let the beast go, or did it take a while for you to get there?
Oh no, like when I got in, I was like, this is where I'm meant to be. This is what I should be doing with my time. I'm like, I'm good at this and like this is fun. I want to keep doing this. How can I do this for like every single day, 365? Like I still like that's my dream job is to eventually like work in the haunted attraction industry like year round, but like until I get there, this will do for now.
Yeah, well, exactly. So, when and where did your haunt journey officially begin? Like, was it the haunted schoolhouse in Akron, or was it like when did you officially step foot into the haunted schoolhouse?
So for the first haunt I worked at was the Haunted Hayrides of Greater Rochester. That was 3 years. Then I did 1 year at Frightmare Farms, which is in Syracuse, New York. And then for the past 4 years, I have been at the Akron Haunted Schoolhouse and Laboratory.
That's an old ass building.
Yes, it is.
That's an
old.
It's a cool ass building. Yeah, I was doing some research. So it was built in late 1920s. And
it actually used to be a legitimate schoolhouse. So like some of the chalkboards like in our haunt are like the chalkboards that they originally used.
Oh, cool. And you guys utilize that too, don't you? For the most part. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Oh God. So
nails on chalkboard.
And it's what is it? It's 3 stories, isn't it?
So the haunted schoolhouse is 3 stories and the laboratory is 4 stories.
Now, was that an attachment or a building that was on the property itself?
That was just a separate building. So the 2 buildings are like separated by the midway, but like they're very similar in vibes, like on the outside of the buildings, like similar vibes, but like they stand alone by themselves.
Okay. Wow. Now, how did the Chuckles the Clown fit into was it born in the schoolhouse or was it born in a different haunt?
Chuckles was born at the Haunted Hayrides of Greater Rochester. That was like my 2nd year. That's when we did the Year of the Clowns, and I decided to do the clown and whatnot. But like she's been evolving, and eventually just wherever I ended up, like she kind of like came along eventually.
That's how I am, man. I just can't get rid of my character. My character just like it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a fucking tattoo. It just takes it everywhere. Like, leave me alone. Now, we'll get off subject just a little bit. I don't know where you believe in the paranormal world. Have you ever had any experiences in the creepy old schoolhouse?
Can't say that I've had any experiences in the schoolhouse.
You were the experience.
Yeah, I was the experience. I made it happen. I made it spooky.
There you go.
Now, when it comes to, were you more like when you first started in the schoolhouse, were you just like in a scene, or were you a roamer, or were you just planted somewhere and then you grew from there?
So my very first year at the schoolhouse, I was put in the laboratory. So I was on the 2nd floor of the laboratory, and I was like a creepy nurse character. It wasn't until like the very last night of the haunt season where I asked like, hey, I have experienced Q acting. Would you mind if I gave it a shot just one night just so you guys can see what I can do?
Yep.
And they said, yeah, sure, totally fine. So I Q acted for that night, and then the actor trainer at the time came up to me afterwards, and he was like, hey, I just want to apologize. You should have been Q acting this entire season. Like, this is where you belong. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you recognizing that. So that was a nice boost of confidence there.
Now, did you expect yourself to Like when you got that confidence and you were like, dude, I'm actually really fucking good at this shit. This is what I need in my life. Where did it actually like start to feel like that instead of a hobby, it was a lifestyle? Like when did you start realizing like, man, I want more of this fucking adrenaline. I need this more in my life.
Like, honestly, I feel like when customers started to recognize me after year and year, like customers would come up and be like, hey, I remember you from last year. I took a picture with you last year and stuff like that. Then I'm just like, oh, I'm actually doing something that's memorable to people, that people are walking away and like remembering me from last season or like specifically coming out to come visit me. So I was just like, holy shit, like I'm actually doing something beautiful, basically.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's like you don't realize what you're doing, especially like when you go out there and when you first step out, especially in like a park or in a midway, and you're introduced to all these people that have no idea who you are, and here you are making a complete fool out of yourself, and it's like what in the back of your mind you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because like if I wasn't wearing this makeup right now, I would probably be in prison, Yeah. And and it's getting way out of hand, but I just want more of it. It's so addicting. Oh my god, I love it so much.
When you really think about it, we're all just like villains in Scooby-Doo. We're running around in masks trying to scare people. Like that's the bottom line. We're just Scooby-Doo characters.
I like that. I'm a huge Scooby-Doo fan on that. Yeah. Who's your favorite Scooby-Doo person?
I kind of like Shaggy. Shaggy might be my person. Shaggy's kind of cool.
I like Scrappy Doo.
He's Scrappy.
Yeah, he's a little prick. I love him so much.
I'm all about Velma and the Jinkies.
The Jinkies.
The Jinkies.
Now, when you really started to set yourself known, what was your first initial steps when you really were like, all right, I want to step up my game. I got to change my costume. I got to change my makeup. What really inspired you to really step up your appearance as Chuckles?
I just think that it really was just me wanting to grow. Like I wanted to be better. That I was like, okay, I used to do makeup one way and I'm like, what's one way I can make it a little bit better? What's one way to like touch it up? And so there was like little things that I would do with my makeup that like you probably don't even notice when you really look at my character, but they actually bring so much like depth and dimension to the character.
Yes.
That like without it, you would actually notice it and you'd be like, oh, okay, gotcha. So it's like, it was always just wanting to improve myself and like try to be better than last season. So whether that was like, I had Danny Panic make my new Chuckles costume. So shout out to her. Thank you so much for making my costume.
Hey, she's our next victim.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's our next episode. Really excited about that one.
That is so cool. I will definitely be listening to that the night it comes out.
Yeah, it actually comes out on the 14th, so next Monday.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I'll put that in my calendar.
Yeah, she's really excited. She's pumped because as soon as we post your stuff, we're gonna give it like 3 days, and then we're gonna announce it and stuff. So we're pumped. Awesome. We're so pumped. Now, so how long does it usually how long does it usually take you to prepare yourself to be Chuckles? Are you more of a I'm gonna sit back in my own little space, put my headphones on, and just get into it, or is it the atmosphere, or is it like other people, or are you just a simple fucking lunatic?
How about you let her answer?
Like the other people around me. So usually like in the makeup room, I'm one of the makeup artists at my haunt, so I would be doing other people's makeup, and then eventually I would go and I would open up the show. So I'd walk through the show and I would clear to make sure that everything was ready to open. And then that was my time. I went to the food truck and I got food real quick, and then I was like, okay, time to do my makeup. And usually I was with the makeup manager, who is also my best friend, Gabrielle Franks. She's amazing. She does my makeup quite often, sometimes too. But basically we would just hang out while I do my makeup, and that's all I had to do is just to get into character, is just hang out.
What's your favorite haunt snack?
Haunt snack?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. 'Cause we have like a lot of good food at our food truck that we would always do, but like, I mean, I just love good French fries too, because like I can steal those from customers, and that was kind of easy.
we got a donut house and they sell these little donut balls, and sometimes they're like, "Hey man, you want a donut?" Like, dude, did you just ask a fucking clown if he wants a donut? Of course, I want a donut.
We get random customers shoving stuff in our mouth all the time.
I'm about it. I am so about it because, like, dude, when you're out there on the floor, dude, doing your thing, sometimes it's exhausting. And someone's offering you free food. It's like, you're a pet, you're a dog. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll eat anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was one time at my first haunt, which was on a working apple farm. There was one time I was doing aerial silk, so I was like doing a flip and whatever, and I'm swinging upside down. And this one kid held out an apple. He's like, "You want an apple?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I just started eating the apple upside down, and the kid was just like so giddy.
Yay! That's so cool. Now, what do you have, like, a favorite, like, haunt music that you just really all right, it's about that time? Do you like listen like Slayer, Rage War, Enterprise Earth, like, or what is your type of music when you really just
If you say Justin Bieber, I'm gonna be very depressed.
Honestly, it's a mix. I like metal, like heavy metal, but at the same time, I like party music, like things to get me ready to like party and like go out for the night. That's
something with a lot of bass.
I listen to as Chuckles.
Yes, that's see that, and I'm like more of a like Slaughter to Prevail. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get in the fucking mindset. Like, I'm gonna rip someone's fucking face off.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna lose my mind, and I've done that before, and I've lost my shit. So, like, you ever had a moment where you were like just lost for a little bit, and then you come back to reality? You're like, what the fuck did I just do? What did I? Because you got so deep into your character. Have you ever like really took that initial step and just lost your brain for a little bit?
I don't know if I've ever lost it like that before. I wish I could say that I have. I do like feel sometimes that like I get really deep into character that it takes me like a minute or two to get out of character. But like the problem is that Chuckles and Chelsea are so close to one another that they overlap a lot that it's hard to tell when one begins and one ends. Because like there's just so much overlap between the two.
Isn't that weird on how that works? It's like, it's kind of like a low-key like split personality thing. It's like when you talk to normal people, it's like, hey, like this is what I do for a living. They're like,
we're all screwed because you got about 30 in you.
Yeah, I got problems. Now I remember one night I did lose my mind, and I was at a it was the same night where I bulldozed kitty litter and ended up being throw up. That was gross, but it was that same night, and I completely lost my brain. And I remember I was in a part of my haunt, and I don't know exactly what I was doing, but I was doing it. And I approached this girl, and it's all on camera. And I had one of our knives that we made, and I just went underneath this chain thing, and I pretended that I was like gonna stab her. Just the fear on her face was like, bro, back the fuck up. And I'm like, no, I'm all about this. I need more of this. So like, I'm gonna make you feel so uncomfortable. And I love doing that scare factor because there's so many different scare factors out there that really can fuck with somebody's brain, either when it comes to manipulation or when it comes to stalking or it comes to pop scares, or you can just be really friendly. But that's still sometimes too happy's really, really scary. And I don't like that. Yeah. I mean, ask John Wayne Gacy. He was a nice guy.
I'm a nice clown.
That scares me. But when it comes to being uncomfortable, not per se of you, what is like a good technique that you try to strive for when you're approaching a customer?
I guess it kind of depends on the customer. If I can see someone's having like a really shitty time, for example, like maybe the wait times are really long or something like that, my goal is to make that person smile like in any way, shape, or form. Like I just want them to walk away having a good time. If somebody's already having a good time, then I'm probably going to try to either heighten that mood and make them happy even more, or I'm going to try to scare them because obviously that's why they came here. They came here to be scared. So like it really just kind of depends on the customer and like what kind of vibes they're giving off and what kind of vibes they get back from me. So like my character is like so bipolar, just does, one minute I'm scaring the shit out of someone, next minute I'm hugging like a little girl next to them.
There you go.
I'm just like,
and that's
whatever the people need.
Yeah, that's important because I know Mrs. Sweets, I do it sometimes, but my character is always kids don't get near me.
We're changing his name from Snags to Dick because that's all he is.
I can't help it.
I am like Barney. I am the friendliest thing ever. I'm going around, even though I look messed up, I'm always like on my knees and like talking to little kids and, trying to get them, to be excited about being at a haunt, And I tell people all the time, because our park, we have 6 haunts in the park. So I tell people all the time, that's what the 6 houses are for, to scare you. I'm here to make sure you have a good time. Whether I make you laugh, whether they're scared, as long as you're happy and at the end of the night you go look back and go, that dude was awesome. I appreciate what he did for me and my kids. I want to come back.
Yeah.
Then I did my job.
I definitely think that we need people that have that mindset in this industry, because like so many people are like, oh, I want to traumatize these people. Traumatized customers don't come back.
Yeah.
It's the ones that have a good time, who face their fears, who actually feel like they did something and accomplished something. Those are the ones that are going to come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I am that person, unfortunately. I can't help it because like I have such a huge love for horror, and my brain just sometimes I'm like, bro, you're sick. You're so sick in your own little brain. And I can't help myself sometimes, but it's just like I get these people that like I have like a weird phobia of like just people, random people. And I'm not talking about just normal people, but just like random people that I don't know just touch me and stuff, or come up and like, hey, I hate this. Like the biggest pet peeve. Hey, go scare my friend.
Yeah.
Where you already fucked it. You already fucked it up.
They do that all the time, and like their friend will be within 5 feet away from them and staring at me, and I'm just like, bro,
it's not even.
You literally just outed yourself. Like, how am I supposed to scare this person? I'm like, bro, I'm gonna scare you next time I see you because you're an idiot.
Yeah, that is like one of the biggest pet peeves, or just like,
or when they say, I bet you can't scare me.
No, I guess you know what
you're so tough.
You didn't.
You cracked me. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's
the amount of people that have been like, aren't you supposed to be scary? And then I like honk my horn and they jump 5 feet in the air, and I'm just like, oh, what was that?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
That's why we need air horns, man. Them air horns, oh, I love them.
I love those air horns. Those air horns are great.
Gosh, one of the best purchases I've ever made.
Yeah.
Now, I saw that you've done like work with what are they called? That one costume company. They make some badass shit.
Top Intentions?
Yes.
Yes.
God.
That was a dream come true. That was a bucket list item thing for me to model for Joseph, and I got to do it, and it was like one of the most fun experiences I've ever had.
They make the most craziest costumes, and the designs that they have are like some apocalyptic, and it's not even apocalyptic. Like your costume was pretty fucking cool. Really cool. And you had the gas mask too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is, I don't know how to explain, like, I remember the first time I ever seen their product, and I was like, whoa, dude, this shit is wild. And just to see, like, they're going out there and they're capturing, like, other haunters that really stand out to, help them promote and stuff. And I was like, bro, dude, these guys know what they're doing. They got it going on, bro. And I love that. I love that so much. What is one of your favorite costume designs that you have ever worn as Chuckles?
I mean, they're old Chuckles, like the iteration like right before the newest iteration. I used to have dollar bills in my costume, and it was funny because people would always ask like why I got dollar bills, and I'm just like, oh, I do some weird shit for $1, but I'll do some sketchy shit for $5. And so people would start just giving me cash at night, and I would just thread it through my costume. There was like one season I made like 60 extra bucks, and I just went to like the bar and played pool and bought shots, and that's what I did.
I do the same thing. I would love that so much. I know there's been times when people like try to offer money and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I can't get any more weirder. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. When it comes to being weird, and I'm glad we're on that subject, what is probably the most disgusting thing you've ever done as your haunt character?
So it's probably disgusting to some people, but not others. But do you know those little boxes of like flavored crickets?
Yes.
Okay, so I bought those one time, and there was this one time I was at Frightmare Farms, and this one girl, I don't remember how we got on the topic, but she's like, ooh, I hate bugs. And I'm just like, fucking perfect. So I like ran off into the woods, pretended to grab a bug. Really, I was just grabbing a cricket out of my pocket, ran back to her, and I'm like pushing all her friends aside. I'm like, I got you a bug. I got you a bug. And like everyone was like, oh my gosh, she actually has a bug. The girl fell on the ground like screaming, like, get the fuck away from me. And I was like, do you want it? She's like, no, get it away from me. So I ate it. And like, that was the thing that she did not expect in life. And so when I ate it, she started like convulsing, just like going crazy. And she was like, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking literally. And that's the cool thing about using things as like a crutch or whatever. When you use stuff like that, you utilize it in so many different ways. You know, you use the bug. What is like another cool crutch you use that really helped you through the haunt industry?
I rely on my props every now and then. So like one of the things that I would do, especially at the Akron Haunted Schoolhouse and Laboratory, is that like I'd grab a prop and then have that for an hour and then switch out props. So like people would always ask where the horn went. Like that was probably everyone's favorite prop was the horn. But like I also have an accordion. I don't know how to play accordion, but like who fucking cares? So like I'll play the accordion, I'll sing songs. I have a harmonica too, so like sometimes me and my friends will like make a band together, like with the accordion and the harmonica, and we'll just run around being like idiots. But I love my props. My props are so much fun. But like I also, depending on the character, like don't even use props sometimes. So like I'm not always using the crutch, but like they're nice to have every now and then.
Yeah, you gotta have like really great body language, and the improving is crazy. And like I remember when we were talking. Who were we talking to? I think it was Pongo. Yeah, I think we were talking to Pongo a few years ago. And he's such a great guy. And he was like a theater kid. So like the improving was a little bit difficult when it comes to, no, it wasn't her. No, it wasn't him. It was, who was in the theater? It was Brighton Banshee that was in theater. Yeah, either Brighton Banshee, somebody was in theater. I forget. I know, Pongo was in, theater, but I think she was like, it was really difficult to really have that initial improv moment, because there are moments when you're just like, all right, I'm about to do this, and all of a sudden you just freeze. Like, oh fuck. All right, what do I do? Have you ever had like a moment that you remember where you were like, I have no idea what to say. I kind of feel like an idiot.
So I have two that come off the top of my head. So the first one is I was on a platform one time, and then like a kid who couldn't have been more than 10 years old was like, damn girl, you got a thick ass. And I'm like, how do I respond to this kid? Being respectful. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then in a similar kind of vein, there was one time, like, to set the stage, it's like late at night, there's a conga line going through the haunt. I'm in like surgical theater, so everyone can see me around like 360. Some guy at the top of his lungs screamed, holy shit, she's so hot, I would let her shit on me. And it like, the room went silent. It was like, definitely, I tried so hard not to burst into laughter. I had no idea what to say, because I'm just like, how do I respond to this?
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't get paid enough to respond to some of this shit.
Dude, you should have been like Carrot Top and have like all these crazy props ready for stupid stuff like that and just like launch something at him.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Who's performing, me or you?
I remember my first time I ever worked at the haunt that I'm at right now, and I was a clown, and this is like the birth of Snags. And I was wearing this cheap ass costume. The makeup was terrible, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this high pitched voice because I didn't know how to act like a clown. You know, the clown house is like, how do you be a clown? So I took my ADHD and turned it into this stupid ass character. And I remember I was on these platforms that had different levels, and there was always these ropes. Well, you know, back then I was like a little smaller and stuff, and I remember I would grab the ropes and I'd lean over the people. And I did it for hours, all right? And I was doing it for hours. I'm like, dude, this motherfucker's going to hold me all season. No, it didn't. No, it fucking... So the platforms were probably about like 3 foot tall. And I see a group of people coming because like the scene's like an L shape. And where they get to the actual edge of the L and they turn, that's where I would lean. So I leaned over and I'm doing my thing, and that bitch snapped. And luckily there was a wall right there, and I fucking smacked that wall. And I remember this girl and this guy was like, bro, are you all right? And I'm like, I just looked out and I'm like, I made a really stupid decision tonight. I just sat there because one, I knocked the breath out of me. I'm fucking one of my first nights there. I embarrassed myself, and I also smacked that wall so hard I hit my head. And they're just sitting there, and I had like 2 or 3 groups pass me. And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, I'm going to die tonight. I can't do this. I can't be a fucking clown. Luckily, I never stopped. Have you ever had a moment where you either injured yourself or accidentally seen somebody get injured?
So thankfully I've never been injured myself. But unfortunately I have injured my coworkers, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally, and then also accidentally injured customers, again, unintentionally, that one.
Are you sure?
I swear, it's not intentional. I don't mean to. They just like fall, and like there was one time this one lady, I scared her so bad that she fell directly onto her child like a pancake.
Oh God. Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness.
So pretty much don't do the trust exercise with you.
No.
No, I remember one of my worst injuries that I caused to one of my other employees. We were in we have a giant chain maze in the clown house. We used to run chainsaws. There were 3 people, 2 with chainsaws, 1 was basically a distraction. Well, we were doing our thing, hauling ass to this maze, massive maze. Bass is bumping, lights are going off, people are screaming. Well, there was a guy named, we called him Pokey, but his name was Wesley, but I always screamed Pokey real loud. And I told Pokey to go back in the corner. So Pokey went back in the corner, and we're in the middle of the maze, and we're waiting for these people. And as the people turned around the corner, I shot to the left, and I ran back to that corner. I didn't know he was kneeling down. All right. So here I am I'm coming around this corner as fast as I can because we have like a long way where we can actually get some speed. So I came hauling around this corner, and I took a left at this opening right here, and he's kneeling down right there in the darkness, and I blasted him with my kneecap. Blasted him. Oh, no. And he gets up real quick, and his nose was completely crooked. And he's like, bro, my nose broken. My nose is broken. Well, then the other clown comes up, and he drops a chainsaw. He's like, buddy, it's all right. And we're snap. It snapped it right in front of everybody. I'm like, holy shit, dude, I just killed somebody. That moment right there is when I realized I have to watch my surroundings. So when I watch my surroundings, I got to make sure that I'm good. When it comes to your character, are you an in the face kind of person, or are you like outside the bubble kind of person?
I'm in your face usually. Like that's one of my favorite things, especially like sometimes when I'm like my silent nurse character, like when I'm like Candy Striper character. So me and my one friend, we dress as Candy Stripers.
Cool.
Really quiet, but we get really close and uncomfortable to people. And oftentimes I'll like hold out my hand and wait for the customer to like put their hand in my hand, and then I'll just like brush their hand or whatever. I'll put my head on like their head and stuff like that. I'll just annoy the shit out of them, basically. Just make them uncomfortable.
Now, when it comes to like, we'll go back to the scare tactics real quick. Do you love like? Is it fun? Like, to me, it's fun making people just feel really awkward to the point where you're just like, we're just like, okay, we need to get somebody out of here. Like real quick. Yeah, I love that so much. The uncomfortability is by far the most fun part of being a haunter, is to not only scare them, but I'm going to find you and I'm going to tickle your feet or just do some weird shit. Just be a little awkward. I'm an awkward person. I've always been an awkward person, but I utilize it and I am just all awkward. Now, when you switch to a different character, do you like going towards a silent character more? And how do you usually do that? Do you use more body language, or are you more awkward, or are you more of just like a stalking kind of thing?
I say like when I do like my silent character, it's usually kind of like a stalker type thing. Like I don't say anything. I'll just follow you around. I'll get really close and uncomfortable to you. I might let out like a discount warden scream. Like think about like the warden's widow scream. Like my scream is like if you bought that from wish.com. Like you get what you paid for, but it's like not that great. And it's funny because people always like tell me like, oh, are you stealing her shit? I'm like, no, she knows that I do this. We're like really good friends. So like
I have her on my shirt.
100% knows that I do this.
Literally have her on my shirt right here.
Oh,
right. There she is.
Yep, there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think I used to have that shirt. I don't know if I still have that shirt, but I might have used to have that.
Yeah, Andrea is by far an awesome lady. We interviewed her a few years ago, and man, dude, just how fast she grew. No pun intended, but I'm just saying in general, like, dude, she's so iconic.
It's just wild because like everywhere we go, we run into her.
Yeah, and he went to Sonic Temple.
Yeah, and there she was running around. I was like,
you can't miss her.
Yeah,
you.
Well, it was funny because a buddy of mine came down from Canada. We went to Sonic Temple this year, and we're just hanging out, and we're just waiting for the next band come up. And literally, I don't think she recognized me, but she walked right by me, and my buddy goes, "Dude, you see how tall she was?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Wait a minute. Oh, that's Adria." And I started cracking up. But, yeah, it was wild. It's just like everywhere we go, it's like we always run into her. It's like, man, small world.
It is such a small world. Now,
sorry,
go ahead.
There was one time I was walking out of a hotel with her because we had just like had dinner or something together, and a group of people passed by us, and like a little girl was like, "Oh my God, did you see how tall she was?" I turned around and I'm like, "I'm only 5'6". It's not that big." And they all just started laughing their ass off.
Fuck with me, motherfucker. Yeah. Make me feel tall. Yeah. Now, when it comes to really diving deep into your character, what are some like really good companies that you love to use for like special effects, like the teeth, contacts, hair, costuming and stuff? What is like one of your ideal stuff that you love going to?
I definitely like Moco Queen for my contacts. That's where I always buy my contacts. I have a discount code with them, so it also helps a little bit as well. Teeth, I use mouth FX a lot. I use that a ton because I like using the dental distortions for like taking pictures, but I don't like personally using dental distortions when I'm acting just because like it impedes my talking so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just use mouth FX. So like I've done that for a long time before, and then my hair is usually just whatever I feel like doing with my hair. So
cool.
I agree with the dental distortions. I mean, literally, I don't know how many pairs of teeth I've broke with them because when I'm acting. So like it's good, like you said, for photo shoots and stuff. But literally, the beads, I always get them to break. I've actually put super glue on them just to make it through.
No, I can never get them to work the way that they're supposed to work. I swear, I'm doing something wrong and I haven't figured it out yet.
Well, like even at Transworld, I talked to the guy that supposedly runs it or whatever, and when we were talking to him about it, you know, because he was like, "Oh, have you ever used these?" Yeah, I was pointing out all the sets that I had, and I said, "Yeah," but I said, the problem that we run into is, I said, when you mold these, even when you mold them and snap them in, they're fine for, like you said, photos. But I said, as soon as you start talking with them and you start acting, they start popping off and, "Oh, well, you just didn't do it right." Dude, no offense, but I've been doing this a long time. And I said, if I super glue them, they're usually fine, but it's still, then they start breaking just because.
The glue and stuff and the heat. And
So, but yeah, I agree 100%. It's like to where I'm acting now, I don't even wear the teeth anymore. And then plus it's really dark usually. So half the time people can't see my teeth anyways when I'm wearing my mask. So,
But I think in general, like when dental distortion really happens, like when it happens, but when I usually use them, man, they hurt my teeth.
Oh yeah, so especially if you haven't worn them in a while.
Like they work for like a little bit, and then like your teeth just like slightly change ever so much, and then it just makes it so it hurts. So like that's another reason I don't wear them that much, is because like after I take them out, like it hurts.
Yeah, I already got some fucked up teeth, and when I put those in and I take them out,
it's like Visalign.
It's no, it's not Visalign, dude, because my teeth are fucked.
My teeth are going fucked when I get done with them.
Now, when it comes to like, how do I explain it? Really just focusing on your scares. What is like one of the moments that you've had where you're just like, all right, I have to stop. I have to break character for a second to help a person because either they're having a panic moment or a situation's happened. Have you ever had a moment where you had to step out of the character and be there for somebody?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. So there was one time I was being a manager of a floor one time at the Akron Schoolhouse, and of course, like some lady fainted on my floor, so I had to deal with that. I've dealt with like customers having like panic attacks and stuff like that, so I've had to break character to be like, you're gonna be okay, like come sit with me, like your friends can go through, I'll sit with you, and that way you're not alone by yourself. And they always appreciate it at the end of the day, and like they always walk away having like a good customer experience. So like I know I'll probably get hate from people for like breaking character, but like sometimes I feel like it's necessary to make sure that the guest leaves with like a good experience, and that way they're not leaving and thinking that like we're all assholes, when in reality, like we scare you, but we're nice people.
Yeah, and that's what really makes like the haunting aspect haunting, because you run into a lot of crazy situations. You run into a lot of people that you've never seen before or have seen, or you've seen before but you don't know. And it's crazy to think of how many people you actually speak to. Because like when someone asks me and said, man, I don't know a lot of people, and I've talked a lot, I'm like, dude, you have no idea of how many people that I've spoken to. And you meet so many great people in the haunt industry, and it's such a cool thing. I love it so much because it made me who I am today. I'm so open with myself now. I love everything that I do. I'm proud of myself. I see so much potential in so many things. And it's the same thing like with this show. Like we're doing so much with the haunting aspect, but we didn't realize what we were doing. Did you ever realize that you would be where you're at today because of haunting?
No, never. Like I said, I kind of started this job on a whim. Like it was just supposed to be a 1 month thing, and then I was supposed to be done with it. And now I'm like 8 years later, and I've met like so many amazing people across the country and in the industry that I can't imagine not being in this industry for like the rest of my life.
Now, what if one day it was just taken away? What would you do with yourself?
Cry.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people would just not be here. I think it's so hard to really just give it up. And Steve makes fun of me all the time because I always threaten, like, oh, I'm done.
Every year.
But
It's funny. It's great, though, because when I'm out running around having fun, he comes out. He gets jealous. And he'll, you know what, fuck it. And he'll go put his shit on, and then he'll come out and run around with me.
That's all it takes. It takes one time. I
Yeah.
smell that haunt air. It usually starts, like, I'll lose it for a little bit during, like, Christmas season
It's
and
because
stuff.
I'm not there. That's why he loses it.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just, like, once you get into that festive holiday and stuff, and I'm like, all right, man, I gotta just be normal for a while. You know, I gotta cut the hair and I'm gonna dress normal. And it's like the moment I see one haunt video or I smell something that reminds me of haunt or like Trans World's coming up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch one video.
Yeah.
Just it's like a drug. I'm gonna just do it one time. I'm relapsing a little bit, but it's okay. I'm gonna try it, and then here I am, like 7 months later, preparing for another haunt season, and I can't help it. So, when it comes to haunting, you know, you've created a lot of memories. You've shown yourself and proved yourself, and really stepped up to really be who you are today. What does haunting mean to you?
So I'm gonna say the cliche answer, but like I have a reason behind it. But it's definitely community for me, and I know other people have said that answer from your podcast because I listen to your podcast.
Awesome.
But like before haunting, like I always felt like I was missing something in my life. Like I always felt like there was some hole that I was just like something's missing. And it wasn't until I got into haunting that like that started to feel full. And I was like, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do. And like it's taken a couple years, but like for example, my stepdad wasn't always accepting of me being a haunter, but like he's come around and like to come around and like see that he actually supports what I do now, like is one of the best feelings like in the world. So
I think that's honestly most families though, because like I'm like you, I come from a divorced family, and like both sides of family, grandparents, everybody that when I first started this, they all said, dude, are you serious? That's kid stuff. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, I ignored it. So then when, like I said, about 6-7 years ago when we started Dark Carousel, everybody's like, you're wasting your time. You know, you got families to take care. You know, you don't have time for that. And it's like, well, again, it's just a hobby. You know, we're just having fun with it. And then here we are today where it's like just taking off. So hopefully it'll become more. And now that they're seeing that, now they're a little bit more open to it. And plus the artistic side that they see from actually Dark Carousel Productions, when they actually see some of the masks and stuff that I build, it's like, whoa, where's this coming from? And it's just like, well, no, you didn't like haunt, you know, you didn't like any of this stuff, yeah. So I give them shit all the time.
And it's the beauty behind it, because like I said, you create memories, you find yourself, and I love this. It's something that I love. It's something that makes me really happy. You know, like with like my kids grew up with it, and they fucking love it. They know that their dad's a haunter. Not just a clown.
I'll be out in the park running around trying to scare people. Next thing you know, a little 5-year-old will come come tack me on the knee. I was like, I look down.
Uncle Steve.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's you. Where'd you come from? You know, and then it's like, because, you know, it's like family oriented thing, and then it's just wild. You know, you got kids that come running up to you. It's like, hey, I know this guy.
Yeah, and it's so fun, and I love saying this. I always say it. some people call it horror, we call it home. It's something that's in our blood. And another thing that I love saying all the time, we weren't born monsters. We were fucking made. Hands down. Yeah. We were made these fucking creatures to do so many different things, good things. And a lot of people think that's like, oh, well, you guys were all black all the time. You guys are mean, or you got big old gauges, or you have crazy hair or piercings and blah. It's like, yeah, but deep inside, I got feelings, homie.
I think I was made in a lab.
You were at work.
Yeah. Fiberglass.
And it's so fun to just really show the passion to people. And yours really shows. Not only through haunting, but just through yourself. You're a haunter. Hands down a fucking haunter. You live it, you breathe it, you bleed it. It is in your blood. What if, like, one day, when time goes by and it's time to just let it go, hang up the old boots and just watch. What would be like one great advice to tell a new person stepping into this haunt world for the very first time, and you basically see your younger self? What are you gonna tell them?
I would just tell them, like, hold on tight. It's going to be so much fun. Like, you're not going to realize, like, how much fun it truly is going to be. And, like, people talk about haunting like it's bad and stuff like that sometimes and whatnot. But, like, I've gotten so many benefits in my everyday life from haunting. Like, I'm more outspoken. I know how to, like, teach things and whatnot. Like, I'm a college professor. So, like, that's one of the things that I use my haunting skills, like trying to keep, these kids' attention while talking about research methods and statistics. Like, I have to do it in a fun way. And so Chuckles comes out in my everyday life. So, like, you're going to use those skills that you've made, and it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, because it can really take you somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you never know where it's going to take you. I mean, you can start off like him and I. We started off with 2 microphones and a shitty laptop. And, here we are 6 years later, just riding this fucking carousel, and we didn't know what we were doing. And I don't think if someone knew what they were doing,
I still don't know what I'm doing.
That would take the whole fun out of it. It really would, because like if you step into something like, I already know what I'm doing. Like, do you though? like have you dealt with a drunk customer before?
Yeah. That's always fun.
Oh my God. I remember one time he was we were in a clown house, and he was in the front of the line doing something, and I was in a spinning vortex in the next scene. Well, I just came across and peeked my head out. Well, this dude walked in this polka dotted room when we had 3D glasses, drunker and shit. I mean, 2 sheets to the wind. He was French fried potatoes. There's so many words I can tell this guy. This guy literally squared up with a bunch of polka dots and was just like ready to fucking ball. And he's just sitting there. He was like, what do I do? I'm like, you need to get him the fuck out, because he's going to start swinging. And those moments right there.
I kind of wanted him to swing on them dots, man, because them dots would have messed him up. I mean, that wall was pretty hard.
Funny though when the drunk people hurt themselves.
Oh, man.
I laugh. That's usually pretty funny.
Well, the bad thing is, though, we get in trouble for it, though.
Yeah.
It's like it was last year, one of our head people, they like to walk the park and just kind of keep an eye on things. So anyhow, I'm walking around, and my manager walks up to me. He goes, hey, one of the bosses came up to me and says, you got to be careful chasing people because they don't want them to slip and fall.
Yeah.
Dude, it's one of the things I always, like, I know where my limits are. Again, I've been doing it a long time, so I know roughly where my limit is. And I mean, if I can't help it if I just walk towards somebody and they take off sprinting.
Yeah.
I can't help that. And if they're that stupid and they fall, that's on them. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm not supposed to scare no more. I mean, that's the whole point of the haunt. So.
Yeah.
and it's part of the experience. Someone falls, and it's like that lovely song. If you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough.
Yeah.
100%. Love it. And then I'm not gonna stop, and I don't see you stopping anytime soon. You're all about it. And and when time goes by, we're fucking haunters. Sorry. I mean, if no one likes it, go drink a bottled water, and we'll talk. Yeah. Because it's.
So by chance, when you were at Transworld this year, did you get to go to the darkness?
I didn't go this. Did I go this past year? Did I? I think I don't know. No, I went to. There's another haunt that was open that I went to. I went to the darkness the year prior to that.
That place is wild.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I have a couple friends that work at the Darkness, so
Yeah,
that's
I love it.
Yeah, that was our first time going, and we've talked about it for years. And we're like, I don't know.
It was a couple years back. We had the owner himself on the show, and it was kind of a short interview because like he kind of got confused when we originally messaged him. Hey, when we call, you're gonna be live, So he called and we were talking to him, and next thing you know, he goes, "Oh, we're doing this now." And I was like, "We stated that several times in the message." He's like, "Oh, well, I'm busy right now, so we'll have to do this another time." And he hung up.
It's like we're sitting here with the cameras, like,
Well, that was the show, folks.
motherfucker.
So, but other than that, it was definitely an awesome experience to go visit it last year or this past season, and it just, like I tell everybody, because I liked it because it was limited. They only sold so many tickets, so it was cool with that. So it wasn't too bad to wait to get in and all that stuff. And then when we got out, some of the friends that we did go with to Trans World that didn't get to go to Darkness, they're like, "Dude, how was it?" It was beautiful.
I didn't know how to answer.
Yeah, because very rarely do we get to go through an actual haunt that is complete, like literally in detail. From floor to ceiling, everything is completed, and it's just absolutely amazing. And they did an incredible job on not missing out on any detail whatsoever. Because usually your average haunt, they try their best with their budget to complete a scene. But usually when you really look around, because, again, when you do it so long, it's like,
you start noticing things.
yeah, you notice things. And plus, it's like, I'm not there for the scare aspect. I'm there because I love detail. I love to look at scenery. So it's like, I feel bad for the actors because they're trying to scare. It's like, guys, sorry, I'm not paying attention to you per se. I love just the background. I love what's going on with this. And don't get me wrong, they do help add to the energy of the room. But, and it's like, I'm not trying to take away from the scare from them or not like that. But again, even then, like when I go through with him, it's funny because no matter what, he knows it's coming. He still jumps more than anybody I know.
Hey, fuck you, pal, dude. I can't help it. I am such a pussy.
It is funny. Like a couple other people that were walking with us, they were dying because he also had his phone out and he's like checking out stuff. And it was funny because when we go back later that night, we're all watching the phone and just listening to him. We were dying.
I can't help it. I don't like haunted houses. I work in them. I just don't like going through them. I am not.
One of my old bosses at Frightmare Farms, Nicole Ginsburg, she's a part of like Trans World Live and the Trans World team. She is hilarious watching go through haunted houses. Everything makes her jump. There was one time she like grabbed onto me and we were in the spinning vortex and she almost threw me over the side because she got so like scared. And I'm just like, Nicole, you're trying to kill me. You need to calm down.
Oh man. I don't know what it is about. I just it's bad. It is so bad. And I first I'm like, yeah, dude, let's go to this haunt. And then I always regret it because I'm about like as soon as I'm about to get in, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm about to go through this haunt. Like I didn't really think we are gonna do this. And then when you get through it, and it's like I am a runner. I am a runner, and I fall to the ground and I scream.
No, you're one of those guys that jumps so bad you turn around, ball your fist up, you're ready just to punch air. It's funny.
I can't help it. It's just a moment, dude. It's a fear. So for one final question, for who you are as a haunter, what is one thing that you would want to do in the next 5 years as a haunter? And I know 5 years is a big gap, but a lot of stuff happens in 5 years, and it's a pretty good number because you're never really the same person after 5 years. You're always something different.
I mean, hopefully there's a haunt that I've been at for a while and whatnot. Like I'm talking with some haunts out in Indiana, so we'll see where I end up. I might be taking the year off just so I can like travel to different haunts and like kind of scope out places and also get back at.
You can always come run with us.
Yeah, I'm like definitely. If you guys ever have guest actors, like this next season might be the season that I might do a lot of guest actors.
Hey,
so
we try to get Andrew. We try to get Andrew to come down because we go from September all the way to the first week of November usually.
Oh, okay.
So she said they're usually only open during October for the most part. So we try to get her to come down before their season started because I told her, I know she couldn't do Warden's Widow. That's fine. We told her that was no big deal. Yeah. But she has plenty of other characters that she could have worn.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, we were trying to get that worked out. But also, same with Slider Jesus, we were trying to get him to come out. And, we talked to him periodically. And he was almost able to come out. But then a haunt in Louisville offered him way more money. So he took that. Okay. So, which it is what it is. So, but definitely, yeah, I mean, if you get bored one weekend in September or whatever, and you ain't got a haunt, and you want to come run around with us, let us know.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right,
make
cool.
it happen. I think it'd be cool. And plus
I
it's
think
really
I
fun
think
out
you'll
there.
enjoy it because it's a big open midway, and again we have the run of the park. We do what we want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's wild
So-
on the walks and journeys that we see because it's huge. It is so huge. Well,
Yeah.
do you have any questions for us?
I mean, I was about to ask you guys, where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully,
Kind of stole my question.
man, that's a tough one. 5 years from now, we're hoping we get more to this.
Probably right here.
Yeah, probably right here, probably a different table, but definitely more. I mean, we're a lot more structured than what we were, but we definitely want to see us a little bit more structured as a team, have more of a team, and really push ourselves to the limit and see how far we can really go with this. Because right now, like what we're doing. And it's not just a podcast aspect because the podcast is like where it all started with us, but it's what we're doing behind the scenes is where we're like, whoa.
Right
dude.
now we're like one small step for mankind here type thing. We're getting ready to take a huge leap here. We're working on some sponsorship stuff, and it's kind of scary because we never done that before. And plus, it's like my biggest worry is always being on the legal aspect of it, setting up bank accounts, set up LLCs, all that stuff. So we're learning all that stuff, and we're working on that. So that's a big thing for us because this is the fastest we've ever went in this show ever. And then it's cool that we're working like this. That's fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's again, we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, it's a scary thing, but it's like it has to be scary. It has to be hard. Because if it's not hard, then you're not doing it right. And we got to get through those hard moments. And we went through those moments. We took like a 2-year break, like a year and a half, 2-year break. But we needed that. I went off and I did my own thing for a little bit. He went off, did his own thing. And then some way and somehow.
Don't let him fool you. I didn't go nowhere. I was still right here dusting off cobwebs and painting and working on stuff in here.
I was just, I don't know. But I'm happy that we did that because we learned so much on what we were doing with ourselves and family and stuff. And when we got back together, it was like something clicked. And we went to Transworld this year. When I remember I came home and I was like, bro, Steve, we're sitting on gold right now. We got to really push this. And I was like, we were just like, let's fucking do it. And we went a whole different route. And, now we're not only talking, we're listening. And we want other people to listen.
And plus, instead of like the original route we were doing the show, we constantly had to reach out and like beg almost people to like join the show. Now we got people hitting us up 2 or 3 times a day. Hey, can I be on the show? Hey, can anybody show?
It is kind of exhausting, but it's you kind of sit back and you're like, okay, let's fucking, you just buckle your seatbelt like you said and fucking hold on tight. And it's cool. I love hearing everybody's story, and it's like an emotional thing. You really feel it because everybody's story, it kind of sounds the same in a way, but everybody has like a different unique background for it. And I think I love that the most because it really means so much to me because I've went through the same thing. We all started at the bottom. And for us to really listen and talk and like this right here, this means a lot to us because it's just one step closer, and we keep getting closer and closer. And the opportunities that are really in our way right now, we're not pushing them away, we're bringing them in. And it's cool.
Yeah.
And I wish everything the same for you, of every opportunity thrown your way. And I hope every aspect that is given to you, it just really works out for you.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
You're
I
welcome.
wish the best for you.
Yeah, we're kicking ass and taking names, literally.
Hell yeah.
Well, anything for her, Steve?
Yep.
All right. Well, Chelsea, Chuckles, thank you so much for joining us. And we will probably just get a hold of you sometime closer or during haunt season, see how things are going, and maybe do a recap and go from there. And then,
Sounds good.
awesome. And we'll post this video around like 7:30 around like 7:30 once we get everything ready. And it'll be up here in about an hour.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You
All right.
too.
All right,
See ya.
stay spooky.
Yeah.
Man, that was cool. I definitely said say spooky. I say stay spooky. I did not. I fucking stuttered. Dude, I glitched out a little bit. I'm sorry. I glitched out right there, dude. I was like having a fucking aneurysm in my brain. But no, that was Chelsea, aka Chuckles the Clown. And you know what? Fuck yeah, dude. I think that's really cool. Guys, you guys have to check her out. I know her username is Chuckles PhD, and this Chuckles.
When she said she was a professor,
She was.
that blew my mind.
That makes more sense why it's PhD.
Yeah.
Dr. Chuckles.
Dr. Chelsea. Dr. Chelsea.
Agent Doctor.
Paging Doctor. Paging it.
That'd be fucking terrifying. You're in a hospital, all of a sudden, like, Chuckles comes in, like, all right, we're going to take this stick. And you got to go, Like, I'm not doing that again. I did that one time in Chicago.
Yeah, you regretted that, didn't you?
Yeah, dude, she shoved that fucking popsicle stick right down my throat, dude. That hurt so bad.
Yep.
But other than that, guys, that was Chelsea, a.k.a. Chuckles, from Akron's Haunted Schoolhouse and Laboratory. And she is moving to other haunts, or she's taking a year off, or she's, traveling, and
Well, hopefully she'll come visit us.
maybe not.
It'd be
we'll
nice
see.
to have some fresh blood.
But guys, go check her out on Instagram, Chuckles the Clown, and go give her a follow and give her a big old shout out and give her a big old high five, clown hug, yogurt. And then other than that, Mr. Sweets, do you have anything?
No. Yep.
Yep. All right. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, lovely weekend. And thank you so much for tuning in to the Dark Carousel Podcast. We have new episodes coming out, guys. And we appreciate every single one of you that is coming up, like Danny Panic.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the newest episode of Danny Panics. And thank you so much for hanging out with us on the Dark Carousel Podcast. I am Arthur, a.k.a. Snags. That is Mr. Sweets, a.k.a. Steven. And this carousel never stops spinning, everybody. Love you guys.
See ya, guys.
This ride on the Dark Carousel may be over, but the horrors are far from done. The next nightmare is just around the corner.